Well, I have a little bit of a weird week. Yeah, I've done a lot of interesting stuff, but I think I might have overworked. Whoa, you've got to check this out. I think it's pretty cool. Remember that movie, the Japanese anime, Laputa? God, that is so dope. I don't know, I'm a cloud watcher. And that soothes me actually, and especially when my body or actually myself is not feeling too great. But anyway, let me talk about that now. Oh, right. Okay, so what's happening? What's happening to me, really? Well, just to start, you know, and I think I'm overworked simply because I haven't stopped working for the last 3 weeks, and I've been working every single day, whether it's photographing, filming YouTubes, and also filming my own stuff. Yes, I have expanded a little bit into filmmaking and then doing a little bit of documentary stuff at the moment, and which has been kind of my kind of interest, my passion at the moment. Not that I don't like photography. Photography is my root, my bread and butter is me, really, photography. And so I love photography, but filmmaking is actually kind of like a natural expansion to myself, because I'm moving from still photos into motion picture. So actually it's quite interesting. I mean, I kind of enjoy the process and also learning a little bit from that, and also by doing so enhancing my photography skills as a result, which is actually quite cool, I think, anyway. And but what's happening? What's happening? You know, I mentioned about I'm overworked, only because yeah, it just my tiredness, and I have done my wrist. My wrist is actually very painful at the moment, and not joking. I wish that yeah, I have better wrist at the moment, but yeah, it's just a little bit difficult for me to hold anything long at the moment. Also using some force or applying some force to my wrist, and luckily that my my micro four thirds system is actually lightweight. I could not imagine myself holding a full frame camera these days and vlogging with one, especially. And also, I don't know how Peter McKinnon can actually vlog with a Canon 1DX. That's beyond me. I'm vlogging with the EM1X at the moment, and it's actually not bad, because the actual whole body itself is, you know, only weighs about the same as my old Canon 5D, a full frame camera, and plus together now that I'm actually filming with the 12 f2 lens at the moment, which is actually tiny. It's a perfect vlogging lens, I think. There's a lot of noise around here, and especially when there are about like a dozen helicopters flying above my head. So what's going on with my body? Well, apart from my wrist, I think I'm just genuinely exhausted. It's not a joke, because I think I'm genuinely overworked. When I say I've been working every single day, and that is very true. You know, sometimes I work long hours. You know, I could get up at 6 o'clock, worked all the way until like 11. Then when I go back home, it's not that I can jump straight to bed. You know, as any professional photographer would do, first thing they would do is to download the photos, and because this is the key, you know, just in case you lose your memory card, you corrupt your memory card, or something happened to your memory card, and you'll be done. So instantly I need to make 2 copies, you know, just in case something happens, and that process also takes time. It's not something that you just bang it there. I just want to make sure the whole process basically completed before I move on to my next day jobs, because I have to, usually what I will do is reformat the cards and things like that. So yes, I will reformat my card. That's kind of my general practice anyway. And so that means I will have 2 backup copies at home or in my studio while I'm using fresh cards for the next morning. People might say, why don't you just get enough memory cards to cover all your jobs? Well, to be frank, and if I have to do that, I probably have to use like absolute tons of memory cards, which I don't like for a start, because I'll be carrying a lot, and also the chance of mixing them is high risk. So I don't want to like to do that. I mean, I have a memory card case. Usually I have about like 6 to 8 cards in it, and they're all 64 gigabyte. And but when you're filming, doing photo shoot, like from morning to the evening, you know, like yeah, you kind of fill up a couple of cards, 3 cards max every single day. I don't like to rotate them, and just keep on shooting them. That's my practice anyway. So there's no right or wrong here, and just the way I work. But I like to back them up every single day when I go back home. So all in all, I've been working like I would say 18 hours a day, every day for the last 3 weeks, and that's probably why my body's straining, and I'm actually quite tired, and also I'm losing my creative juice at the moment. No, not creative juice. Yes, I'm standing in front of a construction site. Well, in fact, actually, this is actually where I used to shoot a lot, and but unfortunately they have closed this bit out for refurbishment, just like the Big Ben. Yeah, it looks like the entire London is under construction, and not great for photographs, of course. So I'm still trying to find new angles and new places to do things, but a lot of my clients actually prefers, you know, the landmarks. And of course, you know, they come to this country, they you know, obviously they would like to have some sort of landmark backdrops, and that's quite normal, which is fine. You know, I'm totally up for it, and that's also quite a good challenge for me, you know, as a photographer. I'm always trying to find new things to do in the same locations. And but having said that, a lot of people have asked me before, you know, when you go to the same place, don't you just get the same shot? Would it be a bit boring? No, you don't get the same shot. In fact, you know, it's quite different. You got different people, you got different dynamics there, and the lighting's always different. So you're not always getting the same shot, and maybe a little bit similar, but I would say majority of these portrait sessions that I do is based on the people, and the people, if they're different people, they have different chemistry, different energy. The picture that come out of it is very, very different, to be honest, straight away, regardless whether it's the same backdrop or not. So this is what I'm actually talking about. So unless you are actually coming here to photograph the landmark itself, yes, and that will be boring, and because you'll be taking the same thing. But even said that, you know, like I've known a photographer, landscape photographer, cityscape photographer, who are doing basically the same angle, same thing every single day, and they still come up very different shots. So lighting is very, very different. It can be very, very different. Gosh, it's very windy in here. So yes, I'm lacking a little bit of creative juice at the moment, and I would like to get it back. But if you remember one of my one-on-one, I actually did say about, you know, about creative juice, and sometimes as a professional, and you really have to you're obliged to basically conduct your business with your customers. And so this is what I want to talk about, actually, because very simple. Once your client is booked and paid you, you know, you just have to turn up. You know, that's why you get professional indemnity insurance, just in case something happened that you cannot fulfill your commitment. And as a photographer, of course, and you just have to be very, very careful about, you know, looking after yourself, looking after your body, looking after your equipment, make sure that you can turn up fully functioning. So for me, like these days, and then the last couple of days and today, you know, I haven't really been feeling it. And so I come out, and I was still trying to do my job, and just to photograph beautiful people, beautiful portraits and things like that. And sometimes when you're just lacking that, just like extra oomph from your brain, you just have to kind of go back to the reserve, you know, my recipe, you know, my presets in my brain to conduct my standard procedures, if I can call it that. So yeah, this is kind of how I work, and that's why being professional sometimes can be very, very difficult, especially when your body also, you know, hurting as well. And then yeah, it's not the greatest feeling at all. Thank you for sitting through the entire video, and I know it's a little bit boring because I'm moaning about my body, lacking of creative juice and everything like that. But yeah, hopefully in the next video I'll be back to my normal self, and hopefully my wrist will be back to about 80%, if not 100%. You know, it's gonna take a while, so yeah, I'm gonna have to rest it well. And yeah, but if you're shooting every single day, that could be a challenge. But anyway, I have the whole winter to recover, so better make the most of it while this is the hot season for photography. This is the sacrifice I have to make as a professional photographer, but I love my job. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. So this is it. This is photography for you guys. And if you ever considering being a professional, remember what I just said. And anyway, so I'm happy you guys sitting through there. Thank you for all your support so far, and loving you guys, loving to chat to you guys. And I'm going to answer some of the Q&A stuff that I post in the community page. Remember, if you want to ask me any questions or ask Tracy any questions, leave the comment down, either today's post or in the community post, which I usually ask Q&A there, and or even our Facebook page. Yeah, so be it. And then I'll collate all the questions that you want to ask and answer in my next vlog. So until next time, see you then. Bye.